And, I genuinely fear, like most people do, for Jake Paul, because if he fights Anthony Joshua, it's not going to end well.
If Jake Paul knocks out Anthony Joshua, this will be the biggest upset in boxing history. And these boys are heavyweights, and in heavyweight boxing, anything can happen.
Should Jake Paul be fighting Anthony Joshua? No. Is he mad to do it? Yeah. Is there tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars for Anthony Joshua to have an 8-round run out against Jake Paul? Yes.
And AJ versus Jake Paul, then we all know what should happen. This is a one-round job.
Boxing insiders have spoken, and the message is unanimous. Anthony Joshua facing Jake Paul isn't just a mismatch. It's a collision of worlds, a showdown where raw heavyweight power meets daring bravado. Every expert, every fighter, every analyst agrees that if Jake Paul steps into the ring with AJ, he'll be walking straight into a storm unlike anything he has ever experienced. Johnny...
For Jake Paul, absolutely crazy. Jake Paul is a domestic level professional fighter here in the UK. Would he win a British title? No, I don't think so. So now they're putting this domestic level fight in with a former heavyweight 2-time champion of the world. The weight is 245, so I think last time Anthony Joshua weighed around that was when
Nelson sets the tone with chilling clarity. He describes the fight as an underdog from the domestic scene being thrown into the lion's den with a former unified world champion. This isn't hype. This isn't spectacle. This is a reality check. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Is going to win this fight by knockout. You would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good.
Tension couldn't be sharper. Every punch Joshua throws carries years of experience. Every movement reflects championship pedigree. In contrast, Jake Paul stepping into that ring feels like a brave but reckless plunge into deep, unforgiving...
What happened? This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury for crying out loud.
Waters. Nelson paints the entire situation as a high-drama encounter where every second is loaded with danger, and every breath from the audience is held in fear of what might come next. The idea of Jake Paul landing a knockout punch seems almost fantastical. Like a flicker of...
Jake Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock. The
shadow swallowed by a violent storm. Tony Jeffrey carries the suspense even further. He emphasizes that while Jake Paul brings anticipation and intrigue, the real threat in the ring will be Anthony Joshua, a man defined by discipline, precision, and brutal...
I don't believe to fight Anthony Joshua. It's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top-line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweights.
Efficiency. Every step Jake takes toward AJ is a step closer to a collision with explosive power. Jeffrey's portrayal feels cinematic. Paul walking toward a force of nature he cannot control. The tension thickens because, in a heavyweight ring, one mistake is all it takes for the entire fight to...
I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. He has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Shatter. Carl Froch, never one to sugarcoat anything, strips the situation down to its brutal truth. To him, the fight could be over before fans even settle into their seats. Froch compares AJ's iconic 1-2 combination to a thunderbolt waiting.
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight, but I'm not here to be they're selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
To strike. That jab straight sequence, thrown with speed and precision, has ended careers, and Jake Paul, no matter how bold, is simply not equipped to escape it. Froch frames the fight like a countdown timer, each second ticking louder and faster toward inevitable chaos. The mismatch is so stark that Froch's brutal honesty becomes a warning siren. Johnny Nelson returns with another vivid picture, Jake Paul's audacity in its purest form.
Fighting Anthony Joshua.
No! Look at my... Oh, no! Are you crazy? What the...
Are you scared?
No.
Jake's showmanship, his bravado, his theatrical confidence may entertain fans, but none of it matters once the bell rings. Joshua isn't a showman. He's a destroyer. Every bit of bravado Jake displays only heightens the tension because it reminds everyone just how quickly Joshua could shut it all down. Nelson's portrayal is ruthless. Stepping into the ring with AJ is like stepping into a hurricane. Paul may be the eye, calm for a moment, but everything around him is chaos and devastation waiting to strike. Duke McKenzie brings a deeper, more...
In the box, mate, and this ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to, so we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally do.
Yeah.
But we also...
Technical assessment. He highlights the terrifying imbalance in size, power, and ring IQ. Joshua's punches aren't just heavy. They carry the weight of Olympic training, world title wars, and years of experience at the absolute elite level. Jake Paul, in comparison, is entering a storm for which no amount of influencer training camps can prepare him. McKenzie makes it clear, in this fight, experience doesn't just matter. It is everything. And Joshua's experience outweighs Paul's bravado tenfold. Derek Chisora adds urgency.
Joshua is Anthony Joshua. He's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him.
To the drama. He describes the fight as a sprint, not a marathon. Joshua doesn't need 10 rounds, nor 5, nor 3. One clean assault, a burst of speed and power, could end the entire event within seconds. Chisora paints the scenario as a ticking time bomb. Each passing second beyond round 1 tightens the suspense, leaving fans braced for a violent, unstoppable storm of heavyweight power. For Chisora, this isn't about whether AJ will overwhelm Jake Paul. It's about how quickly. Frank Warren injects a grounded dose of reality.
Tune up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
He emphasizes that this is not a circus or a sideshow. It's a high-stakes chess match dressed in brutality. Jake Paul may have courage, but courage doesn't block punches. Courage doesn't outbox Olympians. Warren highlights Joshua's discipline, his skill fundamentals, and his razor-sharp fighting IQ. The idea that belief alone can carry Paul through this war is absurd. Warren's tone is sober, reminding fans that inside the ring, reality always wins. Then comes the emotional core, Jake Paul's mother. Her fear is raw, unfiltered, and painfully human. She's not thinking about pay-per-view buys or social media hype. She's thinking about her son being hit by one of the hardest punches.
Welfare, but Jake Paul going into a fight with Anthony Joshua, to me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute. Mentally, he might be in a little bit of a difficult position after the loss to Daniel.
Of the modern era. Her panic becomes a mirror for the entire audience. a powerful reminder that behind the spectacle lies real danger. AJ is more than a challenge. He's a career-defining storm, one capable of changing everything with a single devastating blow. Eddie Hearn deepens the tension, calling the matchup a life-altering risk. He warns that the line between bravery and recklessness becomes razor-thin when the opponent is Anthony Joshua. One misstep, a moment of hesitation, an open angle, a lapse in concentration, could have catastrophic consequences. Hearn's words echo like a warning siren.
Hey, who are you fighting, when, and why? I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm fucking him!
What? I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm him.
Holy shit, just let me take a second. Is this motherfucker out of
Dude, it's light work. Light work.
Joshua is not a gimmick, not a YouTube stepping stone, not a side quest. He is a calibrated, crushing machine whose experience turns every exchange into a ticking bomb. David Benavidez, known for his ruthless honesty, lays out Joshua's history of domination. Every novice, every prospect, every underprepared fighter who has stepped into Joshua's world has been dismantled, exposed, or finished. Benavidez reinforces the psychological terror Jake Paul will face. Every punch from AJ echoes with Olympic-level precision and heavyweight devastation. The question is no longer whether Joshua will win, but how quickly he will tear through Paul's bravado. Then comes Tyson Fury's unexpected twist, his shocking prediction that Paul could catch Joshua off guard. Fury's endorsement injects chaos into the narrative, forcing the entire boxing...
Well, Anthony Joshua was talking about wanting warm-up fights before going into bigger fights, but look, it's prize fighting at the end of the day, and the way that Joshua will see it, and Matchroom and all the team, the fans won't like this, by the way.
I don't like it
No, I don't like it either. But the way that Joshua will see it is as a money grab. He'll see it as an easy money grab, but at this stage of his career, is it a fight he should be taking?
...world to pause and reconsider. Does Jake Paul truly have a puncher's chance? Is there a sliver of unpredictability buried beneath the mismatch? Fury's words turn the matchup into a suspenseful thriller. Suddenly, the impossible doesn't feel entirely impossible, just incredibly unlikely. Simon Jordan cuts through the noise with brutal realism. He calls the matchup a collision of reality versus spectacle. While Joshua may have tasted defeat against Dubois, the essence of his abilities remains untouched. Jordan paints AJ as a titan, precise, powerful, and dangerous from the opening bell. Jake Paul walking into Joshua's world becomes an act of extreme audacity. The suspense Jordan highlights isn't theoretical, it is felt. In one moment, one exchange.
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So, I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. He's nuts, and I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life before...
The fight could turn into a brutal demonstration of heavyweight mastery. Logan Paul adds gasoline to the fire with bold proclamations. His confidence is electrifying, but beneath it lies the harsh truth. Anthony Joshua is no stepping stone. He's a legend in the making. Logan's bravado creates a psychological chess match before a single punch is thrown. Fans are torn between thrill and fear, wondering whether Jake's swagger will crumble under the weight of Joshua's experience. Spencer Oliver captures the deeper strategic tension. From Joshua's perspective, this fight is a business move. High reward, minimal sporting upside, and enormous financial gain. But with that comes a dangerous paradox. Low-risk fights can become traps. The audience knows AJ is levels above, yet the unpredictability of Jake Paul keeps the suspense alive. It's not just a fight. It's a battle of psychology, legacy, and financial stakes. Tony Bellew ends with the most chilling warning of all. This matchup is bordering on reckless. The disparity in size, skill, and experience is so severe that the underdog's health could be compromised in seconds. Bellew reminds the world that ambition can blind judgment, and in boxing, the cost can be catastrophic. As the story reaches its peak, the message is undeniable. Anthony Joshua stands as an immovable force. Jake Paul stands as a daring outsider stepping into chaos. The experts have spoken. The danger is real. The suspense is irresistible. Will Joshua dismantle him with clinical precision? Or will Paul somehow deliver the upset of the century? The bell will decide everything.